Reddit, what was the worst party you ever attended? Years back I was at a pool party. By nightfall everyone was pretty wasted. One of the guests thought it would be funny to fill a Jägermeister bottle with ipecac and offer shots to the people in the pool. 12 or so people did a shot and were so wasted that they didn't care that it tasted funny. A few minutes later it was a total puke fest in the pool. Kinda like that scene from Family Guy, but in water, so everyone was screaming and scrambling to get out as the pukes whirled around them. On the day of my 16th birthday party, my parents made my friends leave before the cake was cut. Then they told me that they read my journal and busted me for smoking pot, which I outlined in the journal. I had to write an apology letter to Jesus. When I was in college, a pretty attractive girl in one of my classes asked me to her party. Turns out it was a bring the ugliest guy themed party. In her short-sightedness, she forgot that I was the curve setter in the class and that her source of notes and class details was indirectly me. She failed a required class and that threw her off a year. D. Who is laughing now? Whore. I had a friend from high school invite me and 3 other friends over for what he described as a party. We thought that it might be a small gamer party with some nerdy board games or something, as there were only the 3 of us plus him and his wife. His wife then proceeds to start an hour-and-a-half presentation about Urban and tries to sell female beauty products to a group of males between the ages of 19 and 22. I was astounded. TLDR. Friend invited a group of males to a party to try to sell us feminine beauty products and make us consultants. Went to a party once. It was 12 dudes playing Magic the Gathering and 1 passed out drunk chick. Also, I always feel weird when I walk into a party and I'm the only black guy there. Every time everyone stops what they're doing and stares at me for 2-3 horrible seconds. I will walk through the back door to avoid this. But wait, duck, I just segregated myself. I went to a formal and I had a really awkward date. She started off in the beginning lecturing me about endangered free-range cows. Then started asking me random questions like, what brand of sandals do you prefer? Then she got into a religious argument with a kid who was Muslim and claiming that he is worshipping a false god. Then when I finally got her to come dance with me, she sprained her ankle. Maybe this was my worst party. I was working at a crappy company a long time ago in December, and we found out suddenly that our whole division was getting laid off, like literally days before it happened. So most of us knew it was happening a day before the year-end party, which would be our last working day before holidays, and then we wouldn't be coming back. So we are all bummed. So then our manager comes in with a Christmas cake. He was going to be laid off too. And he says, so at least we should have a cake to celebrate the season, so we all kind of agreed, with broken spirits. But he didn't have plates or spoons or knives or even napkins. So we all literally just had to scoop out a bit of cake with our hands and just eat it. All the while, a cloud of sadness hanging over us. Was quite depressing. A few weeks ago, I went to a bonfire party at a friend's house. I was drinking a beer and playing some cornhole. I had set my beer down for just a few seconds to throw the cornhole bag. After I throw it, I drink my beer again. Suddenly, I start feeling dizzy. I figure something's up. So I quickly leave the party and drive to my friend's house just a few blocks away. He comes out of his house, and by that time, I'm losing it. I tell him that I think someone put something in my drink. So, he takes me to another friend's house to watch over me. On the way there, I am freaking out because he is driving my car at 25 miles per hour. And I feel like it's freaking warp speed. I feel absolutely numb all over my body and keep trying to feel my face to see if it's there. My eyes feel like they are 10x the normal size. And I feel like I'm on a roller coaster and being sucked through a black hole at the same time. We get to the friend's house and go inside. They give me some water and watch over me while I pass out. I wake up a few hours later, feeling a little better. They take me home and I go to bed. The next day, I feel completely stupid all day, unable to think clearly or remember much of the previous night. TLDR. Went to party, got drugged, freaked out, had friends help me recover. Donner party. The kebabs were not up to my expectations. Was a date to a female friend's cousin's wedding. The father of the bride died of a heart attack during the reception. A horrible, horrible night. My 5th birthday party. It was in one of those places with a ball pit and little slides and everything, and the only part I really remember is rising up out of these balls with my hand covered in baby it. My 18th birthday party. Crazy ex had just about disassociated me from any of my remaining friends I had. Long story, but they were so sick and tired of her bullet and me sticking up for her as I was blindly in love. They wanted no more to do with us. Yet then she decided to add salt to the wound by inviting them all round to my 18th birthday party at her place. She sorted out a load of food, cakes etc and music. But of course none of my now ex-friends were going to make any efforts to go around to a psycho's house for a party. So as you can imagine, my 18th birthday party was her telling me, see, you call them friends? They don't even come on your 18th birthday party just because they don't like me. She later admitted and confirmed my suspicion that she fabricated the whole thing on purpose, in order to make me realize that I had no one in my life other than her, and as such was unable to leave her. 3 months ago I went to a baby shower with my girlfriend and her kid. Kid's not mine but he's cool. Kinda. There was a keg for the guests and the dad. Not the dad of not my kid but of the one of the girl with the baby. No. The girl's dad was there but he didn't knock her up. But the keg was there for the guests and the other dad. Office Christmas party where we were sent a stern letter saying if we dared to not stay an extra hour to make up for the time we spent at the party or didn't use PTO we would be at risk for being fired. Oh yeah. Then the budget was cut to $50 and everyone was told to bring their own food. Yay company morale. This will probably be buried. But regardless, it was excruciating, so I might as well get something out of it. After I'd finished my course at university, I got invited to an acquaintance's 21st birthday. It was very far out of London in a suburb. Privet-filled cul-de-sac etc. It was a lunchtime affair at his parents' house. He lived at home and was in the Christian Union. We got there and a group of enthusiastic students were all in his living room playing Kerplunk and Tiddlywinks. No word of a lie. 21st birthday and we're playing Tiddlywinks. Mixed with booze and good times. This might have been fun, but the strange atmosphere of his overbearing parents was too much. He showed me his uncle's painting of a nude and handsome man that he'd inherited. Everything else is completely normal, but then a homoerotic painting as the centerpiece of the room. We were sent on a salutary walk to build up an appetite for our buffet lunch. We got a half a glass of Bucks Fizz. We don't like champagne but we love Bucks Fizz, and were sent on our way before 4:30 PM because the birthday boy was playing in a violin concert that night. I think of him still. I was at a kegger in college where a girl slit her wrists with some broken glass. Party foul. Mudge, remember that New Year's party at Lenny's? He didn't even have a clock. Went to a party at a friend's house. It ended up being just a couple of girls and quite a few gay guys. That wouldn't have been too bad on its own if one of them wasn't trying to creep on me the whole party despite knowing I was straight. I now sympathize a lot more with girls that get a creeper at a party. That it sucks. To clarify, by creeping I mean asking extremely creepy questions, getting way too close, and trying to rub up on me. Everything was fine until it was time to leave and there was a motor vomit at every exit. All from the same girl. I went to a Super Bowl party at this church. I don't go to church at all, but I went because this chick that I was crushing on was there. We were in high school. So I get there. The game is on. There's snacks and video games. Overall it's an alright time. And then the halftime show is about to start, which is always the most interesting to me. Well, we didn't get to watch it. The church shuts off the projector, and instead this dude starts preaching Jesus and whatnot. Granted, I am in a church, so I shouldn't be too surprised, but I was pretty pissed. I felt like they were keeping me from the most entertaining part of the Super Bowl. So whatever, I just go home and try to forget it. I go to school the next day, and everyone kept asking me the same thing. Hey man, did you see Janet Jackson's tit yesterday? Methodica. TL. Dr. I miss Janet Jackson's boob. Because Jesus. A primarily gay Halloween party I went to one year. Some drunk assholes showed up and started hurling slurs to these guys before realizing where they were. A transsexual dressed as Diana Ross, son wig, chased them out into the yard and down the street with a lead pipe. Every party. I think I'm a cooler. I have never been to any event where anyone has had more than a token good time. In college I'd hear about these awesome parties, and I'd sometimes go to parties with the same people who had awesome parties. And I never saw an awesome party. When I'm around, fun and exuberance disappear. Sorry everybody. My freshman year of college I went to a party in senior housing thrown by a couple friends. Well, one of the girls in the house didn't drink and had some other issue with alcohol, so there was no alcohol at the party. I should have known better, but me being a freshman I decided I'd go anyway. So I get there and there's a keg. Sweet. Maybe she changed her mind. Nope. It's filled with root beer. Yes, root beer. I try to bring some fun to the party by starting up a game of beer pong, but unfortunately the first time I had to drink I nearly choked. It was too sweet to chug like one would normally drink kitty beer. I ended up drinking at a party nearby and playing laser tag. Well, every sausage fest I've been to counts as tied for worst. Large house party in college. It was really rocking. Everyone was having fun until some dumb drunk jock decided to jump from the second floor balcony. He landed poorly, shattering his tib fib with exposed bones. Seriously hurt himself and totally killed the party. Last summer, my dad's work friend invited our family to a barbecue for Memorial Day. Now, my dad's a little older than his co-workers, so my youngest sibling right now is 17 and most of his co-workers' kids are around 5 to 8 years old. We get there and my dad and brother go out to booze with the guys and cook some meat and all that jazz. Meanwhile, after hardly introducing herself and ignoring our presence, the hostess leads me and my younger sister downstairs where the kids are and just sort of leaves us there, as if we were going to be the unpaid babysitters for 20 different kids. I left that kiddie hellhole and sat in my dad's chair armrest for the rest of that extremely awkward BBQ and have avoided seeing that rude itch ever since. Ugh. I was trying to break into the goth scene when I was a much younger lad. I hung out for 10 minutes at a wake that I mistakenly assumed was the party I was planning on attending. Thanks in part to my outfit, nobody suspected anything until I opened my stupid mouth. Jesus, you guys take this stuff seriously. You even brought a dead guy. Como.